Oh man.
It went through that.
Welcome to Go Live.
Oh shit!
I had to use the intro, Blaze. You sent your intro way too late. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. What will be a messy show, but it's going to be an epic show because we've got these great gents in here. And you know, someone in chat or talking live chat yesterday was like, why don't you talk about PlayStation topics? What do you think this is? What do you think these two gents are?
I mean, we got it.
Primarily PlayStation-centric.
We got it yesterday for Xbox, so we had a blast. So
yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to get into it. But before we get into introducing the guest, Asa is the co-founder and co-host of this lovely show. Asa, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm excited. I've heard we're going to be like chopping consoles in half and all sorts today, so it should be exciting.
Oh, yes, we are. Blaze. Yes, we are.
What's going on?
Well, I have to introduce you, man. You are a troll, man. You are the man of the hour. This week, I have seen your face and your voice in multiple videos, and there may be another feature tomorrow where you featured gentleman Blaze _ 4K. Excellent, gent. PlayStation Nation. He bleeds PlayStation, and he takes no. This guy is always captain for PlayStation, but I love his energy and I love how he has no filter. Blaze, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing, man?
Wait, so if I swear, you're gonna put a beep over me?
No, you can swear all you want.
Can I swear?
Yeah, of course you can.
I'll try not to, but
It's all
thank
good.
you. Listen, I love Asa, and I do, guys. Listen, man, you pissed me off, man. But yeah, I do have some love. I really do fuck with you. I mess with you, Asa. I like you guys. I like your show. I like your website. You guys come off a little messy, but then you have a professional grade website, and then it's like you guys are all clean with the nice logos and the merch. So you have both. You have both. You know what I mean? I like the show. I like the show.
Thank you, man. It means a lot.
Guys,
and we like you too. You're messy, but you don't have the website, so you're just stuck on messy. No, no, man. Yeah, I love you guys. You remind me so much of Solid Rev. It's uncanny.
Really?
When last time we had Solid here, he had zero energy because he hates being on camera. You
got to catch him on the right day, man.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
I have nothing but love for him. He is the OG I've been watching for best part of a decade. Last but certainly not least, it's more the sensible bunch of the RGT crew. It is Big Cloud Gaming. You have graced us with your presence multiple times, and it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. It's very rare for me to find good PlayStation content creators, because Source, it's very hard. I don't know what's up with that, but you're the shining beacon there. Thank you so much for joining us, man. How you doing?
I mean, you know, it's a fraud trying to talk to someone legit like me. So, you know, you're the biggest fraud in this community. Ace is cool because, you know, he doesn't say much. You know, he sits on the back burner.
That's right.
He pokes people with his little stick. He doesn't say anything. But no, actually, I mean, it's always fun, man. I'm glad to be back. You hit me up. It was funny when we were scheduling this. I was sitting going, okay, let me get my shows in order. You hit me up. You was like, hey, Big Cloud, yo, we gotta get you back. I was like, why? And he's like, oh, we gotta talk on this deadline. So we doing this. And ironically, I don't know if that was just fate, but it just happened. And then fucking God of War gets confirmed. I'm like, yeah, me and Blaze not gonna hear the end of this shit on the show. So I literally trained with this dude last night when we interviewed Kate Yeager. I was like, you know what? Yeah. We gotta go. We gotta hit him hard. We gotta hit him quick when we get on this show. We gotta break their jaws so that way they can't say nothing. But now
how are you gonna do that? How are you gonna do that when your knees have already been chopped under your body, man?
Hey, it's very simple. It's very simple.
How?
Greatness awaits for us.
Greatness awaits on PC. Ladies and gents, if you don't know what we're talking about, God of War coming to PC. is something that is a personal slight against Blaze 4K, who has quite famously declared to the world that in no way, shape, or form would that happen. Would that happen? Blaze, you also swore on your kids' lives that the PS4 Pro that you have would get chopped.
Jesus.
And I've seen your show. You said it's your cousin who's passed away. Rest in peace. And I won't pressure you to break that. I will pressure you to buy another one. And we invite you to do that on our show if you want to, or just do it somewhere. Will you be doing that? Will you be breaking your PS4 Pro?
This man wants blood.
Everybody keeps telling me to give it away. Give it away, man. Don't break it. But, I said what I said. And, I got my cousins. We had a lot of game clips together, but he passed away. So I want to be able to save those before I just slice it for, I was going to do it on the podcast. Rev almost got me to do it, but it wasn't worth 5 minutes of a fame video, a little clip on Twitter. I wanted to save that. You know what I mean? It was just me and my cousin that I'll never hear again. So I need to save it. So, but I will be doing it.
No, of course. Of course you do. Of course. It's just, you made it. You made our week. I've watched those videos. You've brought, joy into our hearts. All
I was
as
a little
result
delusional
of your poor
I was a little delusional, guys. I was delusional back then. You know that, right?
Oh, gosh. How many of them?
That long ago.
That was like 4 months. I mean,
come on,
4
guys.
months ago. I thought you were going to say.
What's that? You about to say yes for? Did we talk about this on RGT? We thought this on RGT, didn't we? Guess?
We see the light, man. I still gotta defend PlayStation. I see the light, but I still don't like Jim Ryan. I still don't think it's the right thing to do. You know what I mean?
Talk to us about that. So when you said that's not going to happen, one, you not only said it wasn't going to happen, you were vehemently against the idea of it happening. Can you kind of explain why?
It's a simple process, guys. Look, the majority of my friends, when I ask BitCloud, when I ask certain people, hey, do you own an Xbox Series X or S? They say, no, why would I do that? I got a PC. So it doesn't devalue the brand, because the brand is going to continue to make more money, more eyeballs are going to be on more games, right? But when you don't need the console, and I know it's just an old game, Blaze, right? But this is how Microsoft started off: couple games, then boom, everything's on it. And look, I got a 3090 PC that I'm not per se mad. I have my PS3 plugged in. I have my Xbox 360 plugged in. I have a bunch of consoles that I keep plugged in because there's certain games that I have to be able to play and they don't play anywhere else. And that's all I mean by protecting the console, because if the console is irrelevant, then I don't need the console. Like if games come out on PS5, if God of War Ragnarok comes out on my PC and the PS5 at the exact same time, I'm going to play it on my PC because the PC has the better graphics card, is going to run the best and look the best.
What do you say to that? Because Blaze has just said that it's not day and date, so it's not the end of the world for the PlayStation. It's not. Do you feel the same?
Day and date's going to happen regardless at this rate. It's going to happen.
You think it's going to happen?
Probably at the end of this generation, it's going to be done.
At the end of this generation, PlayStation will release its exclusive.
I think so. And here's why. I said this with Kate Yeager yesterday, and Blaze, it's a point that a lot of people can't refute, man. The way Sony has their audience trained, they're trained like attack dogs, right? They'll say a game's going to PC, dudes will go crazy, and then they'll put the little treat in front of you, which happens to be a state of play. Because ironically, it seems like every time there's an announcement for something like this, they got a state of play to announce. Hey guys, state of play next week, and it's like, oh, well, I was upset. I guess I'll go to state of play. Let's watch the state of play. They don't say anything. It's like, bro, that's how a lot of dudes are trained now. And it's like, bro, I don't really get the fight anymore. I just don't. At first, it made sense for me. Because I'm like, okay, if y'all are against something, speak up, speak with your wallets, right? But that's the issue. Dudes don't speak with their wallets. They just run their mouths on Twitter or Twitter Spaces. So I'm like, bro, that does nothing for them. Let me tell you why that does nothing for them. Because they know downright you're going to buy the game regardless. So why would they change anything when they know you're going to buy it, whether it be day one, whether a week after launch, whether it be this, they know you're going to buy it. So what's the point? What are you accomplishing? Nothing. This is why I kind of lost interest in the whole thing. It's like, okay, well, at this rate, they can put whatever they want on PC. Because right now, their biggest character, their biggest mascot, arguably their biggest mascot, God of War, Kratos, is on PC. That means that the back door is wide open for whatever the hell they want. And at this rate, especially when you factor in other things like the MCU, let's just throw the MCU out there, right? Tom Holland, if I remember correctly, at this rate, Tom Holland's done with the Spider-Man character with this newest movie that's coming out. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if Marvel was talking with Sony about putting Spider-Man on PC as like somewhat of a deal to get Tom Holland into another film or to continue MCU, talks, and then they'll throw Venom from Sony's pictures into their world. I'm like, bro, because they pretty much are talking about that. So it's like, it's a lot of stuff that just factors in when you look at what's going on here. So yeah, I'm not surprised.
Hey, so I don't know if I agree with BitCloud, but I don't know what the future holds. What's your take on God of War coming to PC, and what do you think about the prospect of day and date PlayStation games coming on PC? So
looking at God of War coming to PC, like in isolation, ignoring the bigger conversation about the rest of the PlayStation games, it makes sense for everyone. It's like it's just a good move because obviously it's going to expand the audience of people that are interested just in time for the next God of War. So it coming to PC is good for PlayStation. It's 3 years late. It's the enhancements. I don't know if you've seen the PC enhancements, but it lets you throw your hardware at performance, and it's got some fairly subtle visual improvements, but it's very much the same game 3 and a bit years later. And that's something, if you're a PlayStation 5 owner that's been playing God of War at 60 frames per second, you don't need to feel bad that that's going to PC. It's not that big of a difference. Like, you've got this PC audience like Blaze with his 3090 who chase performance, and they can do that in that space in a way that you can't do on console, but there's no overlap there. That's a different audience. So as a PlayStation 5 owner, you don't need to worry about that game going to PC 3.5 years later. It's definitely going to sell more PlayStation 5s, fact, because it's a fantastic game.
Think
and it's going to do well on PC.
PlayStation 5.
It will sell PlayStation 5s. Definitely. Yeah. Okay. People are going to love that game on PC if they haven't experienced it already. They're going to get a PC in time, a PlayStation 5 in time for the sequel. Obviously, not every single one of them, but it's going to sell consoles. And that's God of War in isolation. Good move.
That's a good point. Mia, we talked about this yesterday. Like Blaze brought up devaluing the system. At this rate, I don't see anybody literally leaving PlayStation anytime soon, regardless of what game it goes to PC. I don't see it. I really don't. Like a lot of dudes talk about. But... No, there's some that make
PlayStation Nation.
Listen. One thing about PlayStation, one thing about console guys, and they've proven this multiple times, when they're like set in their ways when it comes to console, they're just not going to leave regardless. They're going to play their games on whatever hardware there is. They'll defend that hardware to the break of dawn, but they're going to play on that hardware as long as consoles have a use. They're going to be around. You see what I'm saying? And I don't see that ever being the case, where it's like, oh, we're done with this.
Yeah, this is what Shab's inevitable with his £5 super chat. Thank you, Shabs. He says some people just don't want consoles. PC is the only place they play. This is why games should not be locked to a console or ecosystem. Basically, console players will be console players. PC gamers will be PC gamers. Like you said, Bit, that's the case, and I think there's a lot of truth to that. Yeah. But. Asa, actually, before we do that, can I just get your thought on the day and date on
rest
PC,
of the question.
On PlayStation? Yeah, sorry, because I want to know what you're thinking.
I've said before, Sony aren't doing that until they have a massive paradigm shift in how they make money in their overall strategy. So a lot of people look at Netflix and they look at Game Pass and they look at what Microsoft are doing, and you can look over the fence at Apple and see the other approach that is also very valid. So Apple make more money than Xbox and PlayStation combined. And they do that by having a platform that you need to be a part of. They do that through third-party revenue. And that's the traditional console model. So that's what Sony have with the PlayStation 5. They make these huge games, not because they want to spend hundreds of millions, like it's a high-risk prospect. Each individual Sony game is a high-risk prospect, and they're not in it to spend hundreds of millions to make to recoup that on those particular games, they're in it to bring people to their ecosystem. And right now, that is the console. So until Sony completely change gear, that is the console, and they're not going to give that up for anything. So no, day and date, much as there will always be people that prefer playing on a console, no, that would hurt their console business, which is still their central pillar. And this is like, Blaze doesn't like Jim Ryan. Most people in our community will agree and say like, Dance Moves Ryan, whatever you want to call him, don't have a lot of love for him. But the proof will be in how he navigates that when he brings in that paradigm shift.
I will say this to you, to your point, Issa. And I said this with Horizon when they went to PC, right? Remember, I said it was the most important game for them at that time in terms of impressions, right? That one sold 1 million. Granted, that was a new IP. We're looking at a game here that's synonymous with PlayStation that many people have been asking for a long time. This is arguably considered the best God of War game, and they confirmed that it sold damn near 20 million units worldwide. This is one of those games where you have to look at the sales, really, like the real sales figures of this one on PC, because I really think if this passes like 5 million, I don't know, man. You might see some other you might see that time period between games going to PC get that much more shorter depending on how well it does.
Big Cloud,
what's up?
You own an Xbox?
Do you own one?
Answer the question.
Leave me alone. Saying about me.
Answer the question.
Saying about me. Saying about me.
Do you own one? Yes or no?
Saying about me.
Okay, I'll answer it for you. He does not own an Xbox. Why, Big Cloud?
Why you telling my business?
I'm Blaze. You thought we did a difficult one.
He always does. He always does that.
Because Big Cloud doesn't need one.
No. We do this in our Discord time. No, I don't own a Xbox. I have my rig here, and I've always had it. But when it comes to PlayStation, and this is where I don't get where Blaze is trying to come put me in this bubble, but PlayStation, I've always been a PlayStation dude. I'm always on that.
Yeah.
So if Sony has their games on PC, I mean, you give me hold on. And for the record, let's throw the damn gloves out. Hold up. You give me shade for buying games, multi-plat games on console. So you know damn well I would still buy my games, my PlayStation games on the said console. If I had the console, which I was.
Yeah, bro, I'm not disputing that, bro. I'm just asking you, why don't you own Xbox? And the reason is because if you want to play an Xbox game, you'll just play it on your PC. That's all I'm telling you.
Well, not just that though. Remember, I never was crazy heavily invested into Xbox. You know what I'm saying? I've always been heavily invested in PlayStation, so I'm gonna be with PlayStation regardless. Xbox, now if I was a heavily invested Xbox consumer, I would obviously own the box still. You know, I will have all that shit plus the PC games if I wanted to play them at a higher performance, whatnot. But still, that's where I'm at.
See, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. You're seeing the civil war between two PlayStation factions. This is a microcosm.
Oh, don't worry.
What's happening at PlayStation.
Oh no, you about to get this work too.
It's like the last generation. Xbox was the same. Remember the infighting?
Oh, don't start counting your chickens. Don't start counting your chickens. You got to get this work too.
Just to paint the whole picture.
I mean, no. We about to do this. We about to do this.
I got one Blaze though. So you've got your monster PC, right? And you've got your PlayStation 5. So where would you buy a third-party game right now? Just so I know.
It just depends. I game share with Solid Rev. So Solid Rev bought like 5 games in a row on PlayStation 5. I'm like, God damn it. And we game share. So I felt obligated. So I bought, even though Crytek sent me a review for Crisis Remastered, I still bought it on, he still bought it. I mean, so like I feel obligated to keep buying on the PS5 because he keeps double, triple dipping on every console. So I'm like, God, but it just depends. Honestly, I don't mind. A lot of the games look good enough. They're running at 60 FPS. I'm not the picky guy, but if they were day and date, I'm just telling you, because I spent so much money on a PC and it is so powerful and it can run games great and look great, that I would just do. Look, that PlayStation's only good as soon as they start really doing me dirty. I don't give a fuck about that sign behind me. I'm telling you, right? I really don't. I'm gonna play the game where it plays the best.
So you worry about quality? You think quality would diminish? I mean, we said this.
I'm only with PlayStation for quality. If Xbox was all about quality, I'd be with Xbox. But they want to put out passion projects.
Well, that's the story. Yeah. Gas can't argue that. That's why we're gonna throw him to the.
Let's talk about
gas.
You can't argue that. You know what I'm saying, Gaz? Because I heard about that news, man. I saw your tweet. You were nonchalantly throwing shade. Because I know you throwing shade, but you did it with a gift, about a certain game lacking ray tracing. I saw you.
I will get back to that. I will get back to that.
I saw you tweet. You didn't think I saw it. I was working. I saw like, I saw you.
Yeah.
And shame on you, Gaz, for complaining about ray tracing. That's what you ray tracing doesn't even matter in an FPS game like that. And the campaign it matters.
Next, that's a later topic.
Oh, sorry. I'm against you. Shame.
We'll talk about that. All right.
I told you. Already get messy. We're not even
PlayStation guy talks about first-person shooters. You haven't had a good one.
I was thinking of he's right. Yeah.
So Monte Carlo, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. He goes, I've always been on PlayStation, but after getting the Xbox One X, now Series X, I literally can't justify PS, especially when all their games are one and done. Blaze, talk to me. What do you want to say to Sir Monte Carlo?
One and done.
One and done. It's true.
What do you mean, like just a story campaign?
That's it, man. That's all you guys love.
That's why y'all copying it. You know what I mean?
Listen, listen. We have plenty of third-party developers to make what are the most popular shooters out there when you think about it? It's Battlefield, it's Call of Duty, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need you. Look, I get what he's saying, but I'd rather have a memorable game that I can look back at than a multiplayer game that's probably going to die and not survive because of Fortnite and because of Call of Duty. That's not going to make it past a couple of years. It's really not. So all these little multiplayer experiences that are just going to be great in the beginning and then go down, and then fall apart because they can't keep up with Fortnite. They can't keep up with COD. That's the truth of it. Like all these shooters are out, but who plays them? Nobody plays them. They're playing Apex. They're playing Fortnite. They're playing COD.
Okay. What?
I hit him good. Look at he's thinking like shit. Yeah,
no, you didn't.
Yeah.
I was thinking to my head, that's a shit point,
I told you guys. You sure you want to
say it is a shit point. It is a shit point, but I had nothing to say. So
no, it's not a shit point because it's preferences. It's preferences. I completely understand where you're coming from. I actually completely understand.
What? I'm so sick of being. Listen, I know I got the listen. You seen the little video I made you. I have an Xbox Lite. I got an Xbox Shrine behind. I got an Xbox LED as big as your head behind me with a bunch of my favorite Xbox One and 360 games or original Xbox. Listen, I'm not listen. There's a lot of PlayStation fanboys like me, but they only play on PlayStation. They don't own Xboxes. Yeah. They're not in the Halo Insider program. They don't play Gears. They don't play Forza. I play all these games, and I love them.
It's why you're here. You think we'll get some of those clowns from Pegasus Nation here? No, of course. We have respect for you. I have respect for you. And you keep it real, which is why we're here. And we had a great time, me and Asa, on your show. It was amazing. It was good fun. And I will always kick bants.
We threw you through the walls. Ben. You know what I mean? We redecorated the place with your faces, and then we had you kicked out the club. It was definitely fun.
That is some revisionist history there. Hargeet Channy, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. He's really generous. He goes, if you prefer to play on PC, why is it wrong to play PlayStation games on PC? Why do you need to either have a PlayStation or Xbox? If you want to play on console, buy the console. Why can't you like PS and play on PC? Absolutely right, though. Why are we so tribalistic? But
that's kind of where the thing is. Like they put themselves into the box, it feels like. You know what I mean? Like they've really put their own personalities to this shit. And you see that on social media. They hide behind it. So
this is a $500 investment. You might think a Series X is what? $500, a PS5 is $500. So you're investing $500, then you're buying the peripheral, then you're buying the extra controller, then you're literally diving into this ecosystem. You invested all this money. You want to make sure that console fulfills whatever it wants. Like, you want to make sure you're using it. My PlayStation, listen, just recently I've been using it, but other than that, I had to dust it a couple times this year. I got to be real with you. And you just want to make sure that that you're getting your money's worth. And $500 might not seem a lot to us, to grown men, but I mean, a lot of people, that's a decision they got to make. Do I buy this now? Or do I wait and buy an Xbox? Like, it's a decision for people. So
no, it's true. It's true. But I want to go back to this place. You said it was going to be it would never happen, and you obviously put your console on the line. You weren't passionate about it. You were disappointed. Now, no? Are you?
Yes.
Asus
you want to know why I was
point.
disappointed, man?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, go for it.
If God of War, because I told myself in my head, if they put God of War, then they'll put anything. You know what I mean? If God of War comes, the game of the generation for a lot of people, might not be for you, but the game,
one of them.
Like once you see Uncharted, once you see Naughty Dog letting their games go, it's over.
Uncharted's there already.
Yeah,
Uncharted
it's it.
4.
It's it. It's over. And I just want I collect a lot of games. I have a lot of physical media, and I like to preserve. I like to make sure my consoles have value. At the end of this generation, if the PS5, if all their games are heading to PC, I'm not gonna be too fond about I need to have this game. I need it's not gonna matter to me. I'll just play it on my PC where it plays better. I know it sounds petty, but I like to have value from my things. Like my 360's plugged in here because there's certain games that they're not back compat. They don't work on the Xbox One. It's
know what though? You know what? I agree with you. I was there with you in Halo, and I said this previously on a gaming site ages ago because I believed that it's important to maintain the value proposition of a console. And if Halo appeared on PC, then that's the end of the value proposition or a big dent in it for the console. And I said that, and now we're at a place where I'm obviously older and I have the benefit, and I'm grateful to play on PC or on Series X, and I do so interchangeably. But I was with you there. And when it did happen, I was in the front lines as the PlayStation crowd were ripping into Xbox about not owning or needing to own an
now
Xbox.
I'm going to cut you off. Because now I've got to wonder. Right?
I love Asa, man. Ace is so nonchalant, but
I told y'all, man.
But just following that, though,
right?
Right?
You got to watch out for Asa.
Yeah, you want your value out of your PlayStation 5, right? I know how much an RTX 3090 costs. Are you gonna be playing God of War on it? Surely you want that to happen, no?
What?
Blaze, are you getting God of War on your PC?
Asa, I got this guy. Big Cloud knows him. He sends me. I haven't paid for a single PlayStation exclusive on PC. He sent me all of them.
Yeah,
he sent me Death Stranding. He sent me.
I saw you got it already.
Horizon.
Yeah,
I already have it.
I saw the gift.
He sent me one as. He sent me one as well.
It? Yeah, I'm gonna boot it up. I'm gonna look at it and say, "Wow, congratulations, PC gamers! You finally got a game that looks great." You know what I mean? Because PC gamer, listen, the only time the PC platform can compete in terms of visuals. Now, I'm not talking about performance. I'm talking about
visuals.
Here we go. Here we go.
Listen, the only time
the PlayStation. Here
we go.
Wait. Before you say it, let me just slow the stream down to 30 frames per second, just so we get it properly.
That's perfect. Here we go.
I don't want to talk anymore. No.
No. I like this. This is why you're here. You have he hasn't got good looking. You're onto something. Why did you interrupt him? He was going to dig a massive hole for himself. Asa, damn
it. Listen, I don't look. It's quite simple. The only time the PC can compete in terms of a visually single name me something that's so crazy on PC, like when it comes to pure graphics that you're like, oh my god, it's the best thing out. No, I'm telling you, the only time the PC competes with the PlayStation is when a PlayStation game goes to PC and you end up booting up and realizing, wow, God of War can look even better than it does on a PlayStation. That's the only time the PC can compete when it comes to visuals. When it comes to everything else, obviously the PC shits on the consoles, obviously, but it's really not that hard to. I don't understand what's so like people like, oh, you're gonna dig yourself a big hole. It's not.
No, it's not. Man, I'm playing with you. People take it too seriously. In chat,
what's better than Gears 5?
Too seriously.
Oh, bro, you thought your chat was better. Remember RGT?
Oh man, that was messy. When I was on RGT, they wanted me out in 10 minutes.
Gas was trolling so hard. I had to tell. I was like, guys, he's trolling. He's not serious.
Yeah, if you
Yes,
you have
that.
to check out RGT podcast. It's amazing. I've linked the links in the description below.
Hilarious.
Me and Asa
Hilarious.
had the benefit of appearing on what was an incredible show with me just trolling the PlayStation Nation, and it got really messy. But please, we like to pride ourselves in our community here in chat. We acknowledge the banter. Come on, we have the source. We rip into PlayStation daily. Tomorrow as well as the
Not
next
we.
video.
Hold
But we
on,
do it
not-
in
I'm
the
gonna make me. I'm gonna make
Not
an
we, me.
anti-sauce shirt that's gonna say "burn this shirt."
Oh man.
Yeah.
But the source represents the fun in it. It's just console gaming. These two gents, they have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt they're capable of having that discourse, and they buy all consoles far from some of the fanboys that inhabit that space. But it's good conversation. I'm so glad the God of War announcement came the moment you two came in. I have nothing but love for you, Blaze.
I'm sure you talked to Randall Thorne and he told you get these guys for this date.
Yeah, it's too much
Right.
kumbaya. We need more blood. This chat needs
Yeah,
to
we
be
need more
wild
blood.
up.
I like this. This is what keeps me going. And no, I didn't talk to Rand, that piece of who's doing his show the same time as us. Always.
Take away your numbers, huh? Unbelievable.
Always as us. Same time as us.
Where's
First of all,
Cole
good to see
Eastwood?
you.
Huh?
Yo,
Cole
Where's
Eastwood's in the chat.
It was in the chat. I saw him in the chat earlier. Shout
Yeah,
out to
he's in
him.
the chat.
You know, me and him got some bad blood going, you know?
Have you still
Yeah.
got bad blood? Have you still got
Listen,
bad
man.
blood?
Listen, he called me I can't recall what he called me, but I deserved it when I look back. I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't have did that. But, you know,
Oh, you
Cole,
mean the Halo thing?
yeah, the Halo thing. And Cole, I want, you know, now that I can finally address it where you're probably listening,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, you know what? I was just poking fun at you. You know what I mean? Look, I talked to Rev. I used to tell Rev on the phone, this was years ago, Cole. Like, man, I don't know about this fucking Cole Eastwood guy, man. Why do you keep fucking why do you keep co-signing this fucking Xbox Cole Eastwood guy? This was I'm talking 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
And Rev's like, Blaze, what the fuck do you care? You know? Why? Because he likes Xbox and you don't? That's why you want to dislike somebody? I'm looking at the phone, I'm like, wow, did he just say something that really is that, you know? And I'm like, you know what, Rev? You're right. You're right. He's like, I like Xbox. Do you hate me? I'm like, no. He's like, so what's the problem? I'm like, you know what? There's no problem. So I click on Colt Eastwood's videos. I look. They're all top tier quality.
Yeah.
All of them. Fucking
Definitely, yeah.
When
He
it
puts a
comes
lot
to
of work
quality, Colt Eastwood is, dude.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
unmatched. He's unmatched in this community.
So I seen the little picture in the Discord in one of these PlayStation-centric Discords. I took it. I said, "Ooh, what a great opportunity!" You know, and the whole clout. When you call me a clout chaser, you're lucky. People are like, Blaze, he called you a clout chaser. Now you can't mess with him. I'm like, man, that's nothing. Like, I don't give a shit about that. But no, it wasn't. It wasn't about the clout chasing. It was not. I just wanted to poke fun at Colt because I seen this little tier Xbox, and I said, you know what? Let me just jab him a little bit. That's it. Had nothing to do with it. But I got. Honestly, I would love to have Colt and you and Asa on Solid Calf with Rev. I think that'd be awesome. I would love to, but I know the time differences and all that. But
Oh yeah,
there's no issues.
We got more RGT. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Bring him on. And Colt, I talked to you about it, Colt, and I joined your spaces. I don't know who your friend was. He was on another level.
He protects me. That's all.
And I was doing the same because Colt was my friend. Although and I very quickly said, if you're messing about, you're messing about. But I'll be honest, just speaking honestly, I thought maybe I shouldn't have done it. I should just chat to you in DMs and not jumped into space. And this goes against my mantra to call you out publicly. Because you did it publicly I reacted, gut reaction to a friend. I should have done a DM. Because I know some snakes out there who've done the same thing, who retweeted what I've said and cried about it. And if I saw you in real life, different story. But I apologize, Blaze.
No, it's
that was just
dude.
I didn't want to do that. I feel bad to this day.
You do what I would do.
No,
I mean, you do what I do with Blaze. Like if somebody was coming at Blaze, and like, you know, I'd be there. So it's like same thing. It's your friend. I get it.
Yeah, he was my friend. It was a gut reaction, but I should know better. I like Blaze. I should send DMs. What's up that about, man?
Yeah, I did question that. I was like, you could have just DM'd him that. And
I should have.
You had a direct link to him. You know what I mean? Use it.
Yeah.
I've never put a foot wrong.
But Ace has never put a foot wrong. No, it's not. But I did, and I think it was a bitch move, and it's my hand up. I shouldn't have done that. But Colt likes you, man, and he really does. And you would be happy to come on your show, 100%. I'm not in chat and shit. You would. But yeah, it was good. It was good to have. Oh, he's in the chat. He's in there now.
Oh, is it?
This fraud, Crispy
he says
Bob
PlayStation has no
group
games, is what he just said.
Do you own a PlayStation 5?
Yeah,
No.
of course I do.
No, you don't.
No, you
You
don't.
don't see my
does.
video? With the black plates?
No, because you said it was too heavy. I'm like, it's not that heavy.
Oh yeah, it was in the last source video. That was my PlayStation 5 that we were.
Wasn't you
trying to change
pretending
the
to fight
SSD.
it? You were like in the bathroom, and some asshole was like throwing like fake blood on you, but he was like hitting the bitch. Was that what else you trying to do? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I watch your video, guys. I will say you do those little sauce videos, and you're all, it's good acting. I like it. It's not
Oh,
bad.
thank you, man. You're gonna hate
Yeah.
Nick tomorrow's one because you're in it.
Oh,
But it's not bad. I've taken notes Alex's little clip and I put in there.
Listen,
Just,
Alex.
no.
Listen.
oh no.
You know who Alex is? Alex
Yeah.
is the guy that decided to make fanboy videos, and now he's like, "Pew, firework, boom." Alex.
Yeah.
Even Alex texted me, and he said, "Blaze, don't, no alarms. I'm making a video. You're in it." I said, "Okay." And I seen it, and Alex didn't go crazy. You see, Alex went really soft on me. He could have went way harder, but
He did
'cause,
because he was your friend.
we got each other.
Yeah.
We're friends. We're friends. It's like,
No.
but he.
And you know
I mean,
what?
I was
It
a fraud,
goes.
though. I was
It's
a fraud.
He's a fraud. Mad love to Alex. He's supposed to come on
Yeah.
our show soon.
Oh,
Well, let's switch it up. God of War was a big L for the PlayStation community as far as the core gaming was concerned in terms of the narrative they've been running up. That narrative is dead now. Once God of War and Uncharted have come onto PC, well then, nothing is safe. The Last of Us is next. That's my declaration.
So Last of Us, that's Spider-Man, but yeah, Last of Us I can see for sure because
Yeah,
they're waiting for
definitely.
factions. We haven't gotten anything for factions yet, so
Your title's misleading too.
Yeah.
I don't like your title today.
Why?
God of War loses PlayStation console exclusivity.
Isn't that what happened?
Is God of War on Xbox?
Console exclusivity.
Oh,
that means it's coming
console,
to
yeah.
PC.
PC, right? You're right. Yeah.
wow.
I'm
what a
looking at him
fail.
like, oh,
What a fail.
no. It's not a feel. It's just I'm an idiot and he's not. That's it.
No, you're not. You
it's
can
all
read it.
good,
I can
it's
see
all
how
good.
you're reading it. Makes sense.
I can also see how you're reading it. And
Let's throw him out the window.
You know what he did? See, he did it. Like, yeah, he's smart. He's smart.
It's all good. It's all good.
Levels.
Let's bring it back. Before we do that, the Hoggy has just dropped a super chat. Thank you so much, Hoggy, with a $5 super chat. Because PC games that look good: Red Dead Redemption 2, Flight Sim, any of the Forza Horizons, Hitman 3, Control, and on and on. PlayStation games look better on PC than PlayStation.
Oh, he went there. Oh shit.
But
he
Blaze
said that
did
even-
say that. He did say the PlayStation games look better on PC than PlayStation. But you're right. Let's move on. Let's move on from the God of War chat. You've got a source video to entertain you tomorrow. Absolutely mental. We've got lots of topics here.
Hey, guy's such a fraud.
I am a fraud. I am a messy. Tomorrow's video is messy. It's almost done. The Series X SSD price was revealed, and to be honest, you seem you need a mortgage just to buy an SSD now. These things cost as much as the console. Pickla, what's your view on the SSD situation? It's a bit of a joke, no?
I mean, personally, I don't even get where this crazy fascination comes from of just like getting all this extra storage. Personally, I delete the games I'm done with and move on to the next
PlayStation game.
You would think they would do that.
PlayStation
Oh, you
game.
son of a bitch! No, he did not say that. That's
Yeah,
how
Big,
I mean.
what are you talking about?
I
right now, man?
delete
You're
stuff.
just
I
making
delete
their
stuff when I'm
case.
done. No, I delete stuff. I'm done.
Hey, so with the
I don't
source
delete
there.
shit. I don't know what he's
All
talking.
right.
I don't delete.
All right,
nothing.
okay. All right. So y'all want to pay? You want to pay the equivalent of the damn console for a damn SSD?
Hey, at least we got choice
Hey,
on
hey,
PlayStation.
hey,
we got
hey,
choice on
hey,
PlayStation.
Hey, show.
You know?
Yeah,
We don't
You
got
don't
no
have Game Pass.
proprietary.
I mean, you're. Oh
Bullshit.
man, here we go.
You know what I mean?
He throws Game Pass. We talk about SSDs.
Of course, because we got so many games. We need bigger hard
Y'all
drives.
y'all
How many times are you gonna play Last of Us?
Y'all paid for that. I mean, the fact y'all got paid these
Faisal,
crazy
did I
price
mention-
though because it's
Oh, shit.
proprietary. That's the sad part.
How much is this SSD?
Faisal, apologies, I missed your super chat. He goes, so soon you'll be playing God of War on the Xbox. Oh wait, this isn't. You're gonna be playing on Series X because Nvidia's unblocking Microsoft's Edge browser. How does that make you feel, Blaze? You're playing God of War. Best believe I'm gonna make a video when I'm playing God of War on my Xbox. How would that make you feel?
That'll never happen. And I'll
Blaze,
reenact
don't say
that
it.
video.
Blaze, stop. Blaze, stop. Blaze, stop. Stop. No.
God of War on
You
Xbox.
said that about God of War. Stop. Shut up. No.
Hold on. He said God of War on Xbox, right?
But yeah, it's
God of War on
you
Xbox.
you'll be playing it through the browser because Nvidia.
What is happening here? What is happening? No.
Come on, guys.
You already jinxed God of War.
Through the browser. Will you guys cut it out, man? Oh my lord! Thank you for your donation, sir.
Oh, it's short, man. SSD prices are crazy, man. That's all I gotta say.
How much is the SSD?
The SSD, the 2 terabyte version, will set you back $400.
Yep.
As available in December. The 2 terabyte one. The smaller 512 gigabyte one is $140. 512 is nothing. That's 2 COD games. COD Warzone. Done. Full. 140. That's a lot.
Bro, SSDs are expensive, man.
Yeah, they are expensive, but that's the problem with proprietary drives, where this is where PlayStation has an advantage, no? Because, well,
absolutely. No. It's a fact. Guys, we all know what happened to my lovely Vita. Okay, we know why.
Oh, yeah.
You know, physical media was too much money, and they charged way too much. But look, I will say, it is proprietary, yes, but you can't even tell me how incredible it is just to get out the package, stick it in the back of the console, and it just work. And look, I'm not complaining. I've been changing my hard drive since the PS2 days. Okay, and yes, the PS2 had a hard drive. Anyway, my point is, it's not that serious. I think if you really want the storage, you'll go buy it. Don't complain about it. If you want it, buy it. If you don't want it, don't buy it. It's not that serious. Delete your games. Delete your games. Dude, they're expensive.
It's easy to say that when you're a PlayStation gamer, because once you're done with those games, you're off to the next one.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, you know what? You did say something smart right there. We are on to the next one because we do get games. A lot of them. Yeah.
What games are coming out PlayStation?
Does Gas have a counter to that?
At the end of this year, what's happening this holiday season?
Yes.
See, you guys, you Xbox guys are like, oh, we're gonna take over the holiday, and you are. Forza Horizon's gonna be incredible, and Halo's gonna be incredible. But you guys just forget, like, hey, there's a whole part of the. What about the rest of the year? Like the beginning of the year, the middle of the year? Like, what about all that time? You know, you guys just forget about that and just say, oh, look what we got coming out. Like, look over your shoulder a little. I'm just saying. You know,
2022 about to be lit for PlayStation. It's all
Playground Games is the best developer Xbox got, and that's not debatable. I'm telling you, they're wizards. They're super talented. Playground Games is oh my god. Dude.
Well, so Digital Foundry went on hands-on with Forza Horizon 5. That game is something else. 60 FPS, doesn't even budge. Native 4K in all modes. And the people were making fun of it somehow. Some of them, tiny people who are trying to throw shade at Playground Games. Asa, Playground Games he says is objectively better. Obviously it's not objective, but what's your take on that? Because I agree with Blaze.
My take on the quality of Playground.
Of course you agree with Blaze. You want peace now. You don't want that smoke.
You know,
it'll change.
It's a little bit of a cop-out, but we'll know if they're the best studio when Fable comes out. We know that they're absolute wizards with the Forza Horizon games. They're an incredible studio, and it's not. Forza Horizon 5 isn't their first excellent game that they've put out, because 3 and 4 were brilliant too. 1 and 2 as well, but 5 is kind of like those games have been kind of iterative since 3. They just keep building and building, and they're an incredible studio. You got to remember they're supported by Turn 10 very much. They're using Turn 10's engine. So if you're talking talent, Turn 10 are central to everything that Microsoft do. They're also a phenomenal studio on a technical front, and so are the Coalition on a technical front. In terms of quality games, I wouldn't put the Coalition quite up there with what Playground have done with Forza Horizon, but there's so many studios now. I wouldn't say outright Playground are head and shoulders above everyone else, but they are a phenomenal studio, and I can't wait to see what they can do outside of racing.
Asa, who would you say is if Playground's not at the top, or turn 10 in Playgrounds to say, right? Because they do Forza Motorsports itself is great and it looks great too.
Yeah.
But who would you say is above them?
The only problem is most of them haven't released any games yet. Right? Speaking frankly, since they've become Xbox Studios, they just haven't. So it's just early to call a top studio right now. Playground are phenomenal, but I'm not like trying to downplay them, but you can see the likes of like Obsidian, Ninja Theory, studios like that could be just as phenomenal with these resources behind them. So we'll see.
I don't know about Ninja Theory in the chat. I don't know about Ninja Theory.
Why don't you know about Ninja Theory? What's wrong with Ninja Theory?
No, they did great on the budget of Hellblade 1. I'm saying I gotta see more than just Hellblade, if that makes sense.
I agree with you.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I want to see.
Yeah, we need more pictures.
Next.
We need more than pictures of Iceland.
No. I'm not even talking about Hellblade. I'm talking about like in terms of like more like expansion, like different games aside from just Hellblade. I would like to see more to really make that judgment. But personally, Playground's definitely their best. A lot of people say Obsidian,
the whole of ZeniMax. So
ZeniMax. Oof.
Yeah, it's
that's a good point too.
Doom is
a good point.
Just
I love that there's possibilities. You know what I mean? With the talent they got, there's a lot of possibilities of a lot of good stuff. That's why I said it's going to be a good gen now, especially. You know what I mean, going forward. Because last gen it was very one-sided. There wasn't much to really, really compare and be excited for, unless you're on one particular side type of thing. And I don't want to throw shade, but I'm saying that's how it was last gen with PS4. PS4 was the console that everybody was like, yo. They got this, they got that. Next year, they got this. Now you have a situation where you can provide tons of different options here, and that's where it's good.
This is why when at Colin Moriarty, when he was talking about this stuff, and he said didn't foster studios and stuff, and shout out to them. I don't know if they've taken my source video well, but the spirit of it was in jest. But there was a point there to be made. The narrative they're relying on was expired. Now you've got all these studios, and I see Colt in chat. It says, Playground games are some of the top, not just on Xbox. Rob Jones, thank you so much for the £10 super chat. It goes great catching up with Solid Cast, RGT, and GameOnDaily, as well as Dealer and Colt, etc. Just want to thank you as content creators for giving us great content. I want to thank you for your generous donations.
Rob Jones, the man.
Yeah, and for coming in to watch us, honestly. Well, we'd be talking to ourselves if it wasn't for you guys.
He's a good supporter. He's an everybody's shot.
Yeah, that's good. I could tell from the names he reeled out there as well. Diverse taste. A discerning gamer. Xbox Gaming, thank you so much for the £5 super chat. Any takes on PlayStation losing 1 million monthly active users a month since PlayStation 5's launch? Does Jim Ryan really understand the brand and how to treat gamers? Wow. I don't know where this 1 million monthly active users thing is. This reported?
I haven't even heard about that.
If that is true, there are valid questions to be asked there. Jim Ryan gets it a lot in the neck, but you have to understand he is also one of a committee of people who are making.
He's also been bitten in the neck too. By who?
I mean, there was an interview that happened. It was Jay Barton they did with Sean Layton, and Sean Layton basically said that it was, this strategy that they're doing with games on PC was going to happen regardless of who was really in charge. And it was kind of like a big debate amongst them whether they wanted to do it, let's say, this year versus next year type of thing. And it just happened. So really, it was inevitable that you were going to see this type of thing. Now, I do believe, though, if Sean was there would have been more smaller baby steps. You know what I mean? Like it's baby steps in there. Obviously, it was going to happen, but it would have been a lot smaller. It would have been like they would have done it at a pace where I think they know their audience wouldn't really catch on or wouldn't be like, you know what I mean? Like wouldn't be so up in arms now. Because right now everybody's like, God of War, like, okay, what's next? What's because the floodgate is really open. So it's
you might find out soon on Wednesday. Anyway, but I doubt it.
But what Corey Barlog was adding on to that. Remember when God of War first came out, he was like, "Yo, I want that on PC." He did say that when it first came out. So it's like
he did.
They
don't share the same view that console gamers do.
Yeah, and they didn't buy Nixus. People forget this. They didn't buy Nixus for no reason. They bought Nixus for a distinct
reason.
purpose.
This is it.
Distinct purpose. So yeah,
Absolutely. Faisal, thank you so much for the super chat. He goes, PlayStation will be the same case, just like Sony Guerrilla Games from first person to third person. That's a good point. If I have a lot of confidence in Playground. They've built an open world game, so they can do that with Fable. The changing perspective and changing in genre is maybe tricky, but I'm sure they can do it, because what they've done with Horizon is quite unique. Like, they've built quite a lot of systems there. Shout out to them.
Point out, like, I'm not like saying that I don't think Playground are phenomenal. I'm optimistic. I think they will smash out Fable. I just wouldn't say that they're like displacing every other studio at Xbox right now, just because we haven't seen enough. So that was all I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, other studios can be.
I like that.
What I was saying.
I like that.
Yeah, but Asa, I was just saying that they're consistent. They've always been consistent in quality every time. They've always had multiple modes, performance. They've always put in the work, and it's always been polished. That's all I'm saying. And they're consistently putting out great titles. That's all I was saying. You know?
No argument.
Definitely.
I love Gears. I think the Coalition has done a great job. I really do. They're using Unreal, and I can't wait to see what they do with Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah.
And putting the Gears universe using Unreal Engine 5. Like, I can't wait to see that.
Bro, Crazy Blaze, that game, that Wukong game. We haven't gotten a release date on that yet, but that joint, that's Unreal. That looks
Unreal Engine 5 is
crazy.
incredible.
That looks incredible. The possibilities are endless of what they can do with that engine. And personally, with Coalition, I'm at that point though with Coalition. I want to see something else aside from
I'm
Gears.
with you.
Yeah, I really do, because it's not about just like I don't want them to be in that bubble. You know what I mean, guys? I want them to have options. That way they can really stand out with something else aside from just Gears. Because like, imagine if Naughty Dog was just known for just the Last of Us.
Even Uncharted, I got bored of it, and I said try something, and they did The Last of Us, and it crazy. Yeah. And I think there's a Crispy Bomb in the chat. He's gonna love this point. He knows where I'm going with this, with God of War. But Gears of War. Ooh, bad mistake. But Gears of War, to me, the formula has gone stale. I think they need to change it up. I just think they need to change it up. Very not popular sometimes with the Gears community, but I don't care. Just change it up.
What do you want them to change about it?
So there's so much you can do, in my opinion, with Gears. You can slow it down. You can make it more visceral, less bullet spongy. Yeah, so right now you're just sliding across these blocks.
Yeah,
you can
but it's already a little clunky. Listen, Gears. The problem is they from 4. I love 4 multiplayer better than 5, and I'm telling you, more visceral. Have you played Gears, boy? You see all that blood and gore and crazy.
The engagements, you're fighting loads, you're sponging bullets like anything.
You're right.
Like
you're right.
Yeah, there's a lot of bullet sponging. They can make it, and also the story. They tried to make it serious with the last one, but it just became poor.
So add a little PlayStation flavor to it, so we can take the story serious and actually respect it like that.
Yeah, I'd like a serious narrative, but let's see. It's
speaking of narrative, that Wolverine about to be lit. I don't know if you heard about that info. Who's writing it?
Well, before we go into the Halo Infinite lack of ray tracing, I want to talk about Wolverine. Wolverine sounds like so the guy who made it is also the guy who made, what was it?
Spec Ops: The Line.
Spec Ops: The Line, one of the most underrated games.
Bro.
And if you haven't played it, very quickly, I'll just briefly summarize. It's a third-person action game set in Dubai, post-apocalyptic.
Awesome, man.
And that game is amazing. Actually, I go back to finishing.
It's gonna be dark. It's gonna be gritty. You know what I want though, and I said this with Blaze, and Blaze is already in it. But y'all saw Dead Space remake. Yeah. Remember how you can blow chunks of flesh off?
Yeah.
I want to see that type of shit in reverse for Logan. So when he gets damaged, you see him heal.
Oh yeah.
That'd be dope. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick. But Spec Ops: The Line was a mad game. It was such a sick game because you think it's a derivative third-person military game and you're in this, but the story will surprise you because, like real war, sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. Very good game.
Asa's a production aficionado with the gameplay in the background as we're talking. Hey, Ace, I'm telling you, man. Can I buy Ace's rights from you, dude?
Acer's not for sale.
Come on, man.
Yeah, everybody's got a price.
I'm actually hurt that you talked to
Aces,
Gabby.
Cloud, you
and
need
not
to
me
start
directly.
doing this for me, man. Come on.
Yeah, I need my pay increase. Tenfold.
I got you, bro. I got you.
And watching this now, it's such a good game. You can still go back and play it, and it's raw. It's a raw game. So if they've talked about, Wolverine being mature, but it has to really be mature. Don't skimp out on the violence.
So yeah, I agree with you completely. It needs to really bring it. You know what I mean? Incorporate the X-Men in some ways. My thing is this though, since you have the claws and everything, I want them to have destruction, like reasonable destruction in this.
Yeah.
Not crazy. You gotta be over the top, but I'm like, like subtle shit. Like you cutting through. That'd be cool. Kind of like Metal Gear Revengeance. Remember that?
Yeah. That was a good game. That was a good game.
I think the most you'll see is claw marks in wood and stuff like that.
Don't say that.
Claw. But that's what I'm afraid of.
What about for the character?
Yeah.
Maybe the NPCs you cut in half, boys. Maybe cut off.
I doubt it, man. This is a Disney. I doubt it, man. PlayStation will definitely drop the ball when it comes to the gore.
I don't know, man. We said that about Ghost. Though. I mean, a lot of people were complaining. We're thinking Ghost.
Ghost is cool, and it got gory moments, but it could have been way better.
Yeah. It was toned down. Yeah, it was toned down someplace.
I think it was toned down. I think it was really toned.
It wasn't as grotesque.
But yeah. But you can see some blood there in the trailer, and then maybe there's some more blood. But it has to be mature, and I hope they don't go for the mass market like they did with Spider-Man, which is great.
Spider-Man.
That suits that.
Yeah.
But Wolverine does not. Go for the Logan vibes, and you've got a hit. Trust me, mature games will sell well.
I want that,
Deadpool
man. I want that. Like, incorporate X-23 if you want to really go all out with this. Bring the movie vibes. Hell yeah.
So I made a post because clearly I'm a hard man to please as far as Halo Infinite's concerned. I want to get Ace's take on this first before I go mental on it. Halo Infinite doesn't have ray tracing at launch. What's your take on it, Asa?
Oh, actually, I do care a bit. Like, it's a shame. I've seen some people saying, like, they always said it's not going to be available for launch. They said it's not going to be available for launch a year ago. When it was supposed to launch, right? And everybody expected that if you're delaying Halo a year, we're going to get a complete Halo when it comes out. And obviously they've delayed the co-op, they've delayed the Forge. And it's just these little pot shots of delays. It's not going to make the game worse to play, right? We all know that ray tracing isn't gameplay, and everyone's been enjoying Halo. The problems that they've got is the kind of preamble for the Xbox that it has. You've got your rasterization hardware, the normal graphics hardware, this 12 teraflops that they love. And they said they've got this dedicated ray tracing hardware that gives you equivalent 13 extra teraflops that you can throw at ray tracing without hurting your performance. And it's set an expectation that the Xbox Series X is going to be a good console for people that are interested in ray tracing.
Yes.
And they set that expectation, and they are not delivering on it so far. And Halo,
no, they're not.
The problem with Halo, I mean, you've seen it on the PlayStation where ray tracing there's a lot more of it. Like, credit to Sony, they do it a lot more, but it always comes at a cost of frame rate, right? So it always comes, the ray tracing comes at a cost of frame rate or resolution, and you accept that because it is really demanding. But Xbox set a different expectation. They set this expectation that you can just have everything. And then you've got Halo. You cannot play Halo at 30 frames per second. It's a first-person shooter. What's the compromise going to be when it does come out? What's it eventually going to look like? How can they possibly meet the expectation that Xbox set beforehand, and why are they not meeting it already? So it is a shame, and it's not going to make Halo a bad game, but it's a shame to hear.
That was well said, bro.
That was so well said that I don't even know what I can add to that. Actually, I know what I can add to that. A lot of bullshit that comes from emotional places. That's typically what I do. But you know what? You're right. You're so right. People were like, before the Xbox Series X launch, video after video, dedicated ray tracing, this and that. And I was there. I'm like, yep. Oh, yeah. Dedicated ray tracing. PlayStation going to get slapped. You can't even do ray tracing, right? Because you've got, what is this? 9.3 teraflop machine. But what about Miles Morales? What about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart? What about performance RT modes on both games? They're doing it. So when you're saying who cares about ray tracing, I care. I'll tell you this. I played Cyberpunk It's overrated game. But I played Cyberpunk on PC, and buggy as it was. I played it with ray tracing, and I've got 2070. Thing struggles, but at least it supports ray tracing. And I was getting sub 40 FPS frames, average 30 to 40. But I could not go back to non-ray tracing.
Once you
it's
see
not
it,
just
yeah.
reflections. It's shadows. It's everything.
That's how
Acer makes
when,
fun of it.
Yeah,
It's
Me,
the global lighting as well.
It's the lighting, the shadows.
Yeah.
It adds a layer to Cyberpunk's world that is incredible.
Yeah.
And Acer coined a term, gas tracing, because I'm not very good at telling the difference in terms of SSR and screen space reflections and
if you
Cube
play
mapping.
Miles Morales, you would definitely be able to tell the difference with everything.
Yeah, it's
like
not
how
that
the way they handled it. Yeah.
When there's actual ray tracing,
Yeah.
you can see it, but if there's not, and he sees a puddle with any kind of reflection, he's like, ray tracing.
yeah.
Yeah, it went on for months.
Yeah. But it was Cyberpunk where I turned it off just for performance, and I was like, this doesn't even look like the same game. People say, I just want frames. Why not both? Why you buy these consoles? Why not have the option? Why are you tolerating lack of RT when Acer's right? They said it was going to come after launch last year. It got delayed by a year, and you're still making excuses for it. Blaze, sorry. You're the guest. Tell us what you think about this thing.
No, you're good, bro. Honestly, I'm surprised you guys are that upset. Look, I think when it comes to ray tracing, when it comes to the campaign side of things, I would love for Halo Infinite for me to stop and smell the roses. But listen, I'm telling you, 90% of gamers that are playing on PC, 95% of gamers are going to shut off ray tracing at the start of the game. They're not even going to look at it. They don't care about it. They want FPS performance, and they just want to kill people. But yeah, I do understand that you guys are upset, but to be, oh my god, listen, it'll come.
Upset, but
listen, ray tracing is not important for a multiplayer experience. I don't think it is. I'm not to say not.
No. Yeah,
for the campaign, I absolutely agree. I would love to have it and see it, but it's coming. Look, man, 343 is under so much goddamn pressure, man. These people can't catch a break. Just look at.
I don't know. Like,
good Halo game. Let them give it a goddamn chance, man.
I get your pain, but I mean, again, it does feel like we said this with Kate. But it's like it feels like every time we get an update, there's something being removed or missing. You know what I mean? Last time it was
annoying.
I feel your pain, yes. Because last time the biggest staple, the biggest staple in the franchise, the biggest staple in Halo was removed. Last time we talked about Halo, and that was the online co-op. So I get exactly where the pain is, but personally, it's hard to really go crazy off of this one because a lot of people don't really utilize the ray tracing at all.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with you, and I agree. Colt disagrees. He goes, I disagree. I've looked at Ultra RTX Cyberpunk, and it does not look that much better at sub 60.
No, it does. No, it definitely does look better.
Yeah, it does. Baby Zorko in the chat, he agrees with you. Blaze, he says, I agree with multiplayer games, but single player games, you can put all the but single player campaign, you put all the bells and whistles. I agree. Yep, I agree as well. And I will take a 30 FPS. I can enjoy Halo in 30 FPS in the single player campaign because I love getting lost in the world, the skyboxes, the universe that they've created.
You're lying. You can't play Halo at 30 frames per second. You can't.
Yes, you can. Why not?
The first person shooter in 30, you can adjust to it if you really force yourself.
It's gotta be 60.
What campaign? Campaign?
Campaign's definitely gotta be 60.
I disagree with that.
Guys, everything got to be 60 now.
It's gotta be 60.
Listen, I'm surprised you said that publicly. I really am.
I don't get it. Console gamers are finally awake to bloody 60 frames per second this generation. Almost unconscionable last
I'm with
generation.
you on that.
Not all of them. But
No, a lot of them thought 30 FPS was more filmic. Remember that shit last year?
I prefer 60 frames over res all day.
Yeah.
But ray tracing is important, and you have the option. It can have performance.
And
RT as well.
Sony found the perfect mix. I remember they got that performance ray tracing mode, so I'm hoping they can deliver that where it's 60 and you got the ray tracing. You know, turned down but you still got it. Yeah, you can notice it. Yeah.
So chat, talk to me, chat. When 343 introduced ray tracing, or Blaze and Bit, you tell me, Blaze. You tell me, Bit. Sorry, you're not the outlier. You disagree. Talk to me. What is 343 going to do when ray tracing comes out on Halo Infinite?
I mean, again, the same thing they would have to do when they announce, hey guys, the staple, what should have been here at the beginning, is here. Yeah.
Is it going to be 30 frames? Are you going to be okay to play that? Asa, are you going to be okay to play that?
That's the thing.
Is it redundant mode?
If they can find a way to deliver it like Sony did with Spider-Man, where you get the 60 and you get the ray tracing. So basically, ray tracing, right? But let's say mid settings, just to give you the effect, you can obviously see it. Then I think everybody will be fine with that because you get the best of both worlds. You get 60 and that. But if they're just giving you, they're also giving you the option, just for just ultra high ray tracing with 30 FPS. I mean, again, it would be an option.
People the option. Who cares?
It'll be an option.
Yes.
Like, people will be fine.
You know what's going to be there? There's going to be a super aggressive dynamic resolution scaling thing. It's going to be super aggressive. Anytime the battlefield calls for it, it'll drop the resolution, and you won't even be able to tell, and it'll still look great, and there'll be ray tracing. And when you see what Forza did with ray tracing, it's only on the car models. It's not really, you're not seeing it on puddles. So it'll probably be on the guns, on the gun weapons, stuff like that. I don't think it'll be full ray tracing, like everybody thinks it's going to be.
Oh, you see, they'll spread it out, Bliss, like water.
Yeah, I think it'll be on the weapons. Yeah, stuff like that, the vehicles, the armor, but I don't think it'll be. I hope it is. But
so you're not expecting like something like Crisis, where like you see like the ripples in the water and it reflects off of you know what I mean, like the pipes.
Yeah, no, we never know, man. Like we got to give them credit, man. They took a year off to do this shit. Like let's look. I give people the benefit of the doubt. I know they delayed it, but honestly,
I agree.
Let's see what they do. Yo, guys, all that rah talk for ray tracing. Yeah, I understand the co-op, but the ray tracing, my guy, come on, man.
So for clarity, right? I'm not saying guys, I wanna. I'm not saying that Halo's going to be bad, right? Like everyone's been playing Halo multiplayer and loving it. None of this is like a slight against the game. It's more a slight against the way that the Xbox Series X was positioned and the way that the dedicated ray tracing hardware was positioned, and the way that it's comparing against the PlayStation 5 right now in terms of ray tracing. There's people saying like I shouldn't care about ray tracing and have 60 frames per second and all the rest of it. So for clarity, on Ratchet and Clank on the PlayStation, I played on its performance mode, its performance ray tracing mode. Yeah, it was very good. Like the resolution compromise wasn't too bad. Things were like slightly less densely populated, but it was a pretty game at 4K, not at 4K, at 60 frames per second.
You played that boring game? Right? God, that game's
I played that through start to finish. But Spider-Man, I actually played Spider-Man, despite what I just said about 60 being necessary. I played Spider-Man Miles Morales at 30 frames per second. I played it in its fidelity mode because the ray tracing in Spider-Man is beautiful, and you can adjust to 30 frames per second more so in some games than others. And Spider-Man handles its motion very, very well. So I played that. I did a video about that. Right? I played Spider-Man. It was fine. A first-person shooter is very, very difficult to adjust to. Of all the genres of game that you're going to put at 30 frames per second, you've got beat-em-ups and you've got first-person shooters. Don't do it. Don't do them at 30 frames per second. And you can adjust. Your brain is very good at adjusting and like sorting out motion. So if you sit there and play a 30 frames per second game for a period of time, after a while it kind of looks smooth because your brain is good at that. But if you go from a 60 frames game to a 30, it's like it's horrible. It's horrible. And Halo will feel and look better at 60. It just will. So ray tracing or not, they can't compromise the frame rate. And in terms of what they're going to deliver for it, so Microsoft are working with AMD on this, which means the ray tracing is more likely going to be akin to Deathloop, would be my prediction. I don't think they're going to touch reflections. We'll see, but I'm thinking lighting and shadows, which I'll take because that looks gorgeous in Deathloop. So,
lighting and shadows, I will take as well. But let's see. And I'm not outraged by it. I only put one GIF there of a guy shooting himself in the head, but it was more like a series of L's. From
it was a matter how you did it, sir.
Yeah, I did. And I'm just I can't wait for Halo. I can't wait
for
better.
Halo. You want better from your company. I do.
You
do. That's not wrong with that.
You don't want people to encourage bad behavior too. You said that last time we was on. Like a lot of people said it's okay. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, but let's see. One game that surprised me that we talked about in this other show, and I said I'm definitely not getting it, and now it looks like I'm definitely getting it, is the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. Now, why did you talk to me a bit? What's going on, man?
So
it looks good, no?
No, it looks good. It looks good.
Update
for
control?
that for that price though. Let's see. Vice City looks good for the new aesthetic. I like how Vice City blends with that. It looks naturally good. Kind of looks like Sims in a way. I kept saying it because it legit looks like Sims. GTA 3 as well. You know, like has that Sims like look with the animation. Like the
I see.
Yeah, it's got that look. That along with GT 3 or 4. Yeah, GT3. Yeah, GT3. That looks good. And San Andreas, you know, San Andreas personally, I'm at that point with San Andreas where I kind of wanted more. I would appreciate that was more of a remake for San Andreas. The reason why it does look good. Don't get me wrong, it looks good. You
got GTA 5 for that, buddy.
I don't want no damn GTA 5. Don't cut me off. I don't want to play that. All right. I'm tired of it. It's bad enough I'm getting that again on PS5. Don't start with me. Leave me alone. But San Andreas, I wouldn't mind if that was the remake and we got that instead of a repackaging of GTA 5 for PS5 Series. You see what I'm saying? That's something I would have appreciated. That was remake, but it looks all right. But I remember it was rumored to be $70. I honestly think that was true, and they just say, you know what, let's just try 60 for this because they would have said $70 for that shit. No.
Yeah. The price is the sticking point. What about you, Blaze? You interested in the GTA Trilogy?
I love Rogue Company, so it looks like they gave the rights to Rogue Company, the developers, and they said, "Yeah, use your art design and make Grand." Look, it looks fine. It looks fine, guys. Those games, people don't understand this part of it, and I know Rockstar is a huge studio with a lot of resources and a lot of money, but at the end of the day, they're huge games. All three of them. Do you know how much time and money and resources and manpower it would take to go? I think they have some sort of thing that works with the engine and it just goes and cleans up everything and changes the lighting, changes text. It's like an automated system that goes over everything because there's just no way. It's too big of a like just one game is a massive taken. Never mind 3 of them.
Yeah.
You know, the price, you can throw that up in the air, but you know, remasters come out and they're usually, you know, you're getting 3 games. You know, the price is always subjective because it's how you view things. But I think it looks all right. I think it'll be a great seller and people will play. I like the little reflections. I like how they made things shiny on cars. You know, they did what they could do.
The art style is definitely up there. I like that. It's fine for all those reasons. It's just personally, these are 3 classic games that I would have liked to see more of. You know what I mean? Like especially with these consoles, they could have added so like we could have got like a Red Dead 2 or not Red Dead, Resident Evil 2 remake type. You know what I mean? Like love letter type of thing with either of these games, and it could have been jaw dropping. You know, that's what I would have appreciated a little bit more. But I mean, it is what it is. And I see a lot of people saying, you know, it looks great, but not $60 great. I'm just like, you know, it is what it is. Personally, I might pull the trigger. I might not pull the trigger on it. Yeah,
definitely. Chris Jones keeps getting toned out. What is he saying? I haven't kept an eye out. Is he trolling? Keep murking him, Cole. Asa, are you a GTA? Actually, I don't know. Are you a fan of the GTA series? Would you be either?
Blaze is spot on that most of this remaster has been done through tools rather than manual touch-ups. There have obviously there's been some manual attention in there as well. I'm sure they've put a bit of time into it. For me, the biggest problem that I have with it is that it probably doesn't look as good as some of the fan remasters that they attacked and got taken down.
Good point. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They took it down off of Steam. There was a lot of cool mods for it.
Exactly. They looked insane on the PC.
They did. Shit. They had like the HD.
But they were using Grand Theft Auto 5. And
I know.
Modding Grand Theft Auto 5.
And it looked fantastic. It did. Yeah.
And GTA 4.
Some of them. It's probably some of the best examples that you've seen. Yeah. Some of the best examples that you've seen were using newer Grand Theft Auto engines and like the City and whatever. But either way, that content is available at a higher quality that their fans have put together for them, and it's just plain disrespectful to go after your own community and get this stuff taken down so you can make a quick buck. So for me, like, it helps that I'm not particularly interested in the games, right? I've got to admit, if I really wanted to play these games, I might not be so principled. I don't want to play these games. Like, they were phenomenal for their time, but I don't want to go back to them now. So no, I won't be getting it, and I'm going to pretend that it's on principle because they attacked their own community to do it.
Did you guys see that mod for GTA 5? They basically recreated the race in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. The first race we go against. Yeah. Hey, so you look that up? It's literally the race between Sean and DK. Like literally, they had
one.
The first race when they're in the parking lot. And he messed with it. They actually redid that entire thing. It's fucking incredible how they did it.
Really?
I shit you not. That. It's so good. Like,
see, this thing, people are so talented. They're so talented.
The modding community is literally The Witcher 3. Just real quick, I couldn't play on the consoles.
We'll put it in the chat if you can't see it.
Oh yeah.
I got it on PC. I added mods. I played through the game, beat it. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Modding is incredible.
That's sick. Yeah, absolutely. What is on screen is what? Is this what you're talking about? But it looks
no. That's another one he's looking at. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to him. I have to get it. This guy recreated.
Some bits are really janky, but you gotta love it. Whoa, how many frames is that? Zorka in the chat says there's so many games coming out. I can't see myself going back and playing games I've already played not so long ago. That's a good point. And Lord Roughness in the chat says I'll be too busy playing Forza Horizon, which made me realize I probably will as well.
Here you go, Asa. I put it in this chat for you in our in the chat. Weird.
Grab it in a second.
Doesn't that ruin our thing?
A little bit. It's all right. It's all right.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it did? Oh, sorry.
No, I should have put that in the notes. Actually, I always forget to put that in the guest notes. Never mind. As Asa brings that up, I want to talk about gents. State of play. Is this an excuse for Sony last minute to divert attention to the fact that you don't have exclusives anymore? I'm just playing. But what do you expect? This Wednesday we're getting a state of play, which I think is really good.
It's too convenient though. It's like the first time you might say, okay, right. This time it's clearly too convenient. It's like, bro, you have a state of play when you just released your biggest franchise, one of your biggest franchises on PC now. It's like, we see what you're doing. And like I said before, dudes are trained like attack dogs. They know how to get your attention away from this to keep you in. So another thing about this, so this is the wild part, the leaks. These leaks have been so accurate, like the NVIDIA leak, which showed GTA Returnal. Those are all pretty much been confirmed, right? And also the show reportedly got leaked. I don't know if y'all saw the leaks for the show. Yeah, it got leaked. Supposedly it's going to be Final Fantasy is going to be there.
Okay.
There's going to be let me go back because I actually had it because we used it on the show. Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
Golem, a bunch of trash.
Golem was definitely there on the list. There was what else was on there?
Bro, it's unimportant because you can't remember it. It's clearly trash because you can't remember it.
Well, I was gonna say it's pretty dead one if you can't remember it. By the way, this is brilliant. I'm watching the remake.
You saw how crazy they did that? It's like you have a community that's giving you crazy mods like this. Why not take inspiration from just those mods and incorporate that in the main game?
Yeah,
like, they killed it. They killed it.
Yeah, I don't know why game companies I know why they do it, but it just takes away from the spirit of the community that spends so much. That's so well done. That's so well done.
Look at that, like they just every detail.
That's sick.
How do the developers feel? You know, they like, oh, what you're going with the mod community, like, you know, maybe they feel some type of way, like, oh, you pay us to do this type of shit, and you know, I think it's petty. I think it's nonsense. I think they should absolutely, you know, get some of these guys on the computer through email, whatever, and say, hey, man, yeah, you know, we'd like to work with you, but you know, they'll never do that.
Yeah. It sucks. So some companies have differing approaches to this. Shout out to over 130 people watching. Smash that like button if you're enjoying the show. Blaze, I want to ask you, what do you expect from this show, from State of Play? Nothing?
I expect tweets directed my way because the show was trash. I expect people to call me and say, Blaze, we want you on this podcast for this date. I expect all that type of bullshit that comes with these shows. Look, this show is nothing but a we're sorry, look at these games. That's it. That's my
Wow.
Damn, Blaze, they broke you like that, man. Come on.
Bro, it is what it is, bro. Look.
No, I told you prior. You didn't want to listen to you. You couldn't listen to me. Why?
But he's saying the same thing
I'm putting you on the spotlight. Why couldn't you listen to me? Why, Blaze? Look at the camera when I'm talking. Look at the camera I'm talking to you, by the way.
What you want me to listen to?
Look at the camera. Look at the camera I'm talking to you. When I ask you to listen, when stuff's happening, you don't want to listen.
Big Cloud, we all look, man. We knew
we see the writing on the wall, bro. No, look at the camera when I'm talking to you.
Big Cloud, I will fly
into the camera.
Bro.
Let's go. See
what I gotta deal with, bro. This is my podcast. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. We all knew this shit was happening, man. I was in denial. That's it. I'm in denial. That's it.
No.
Damn.
I mean, Asa, do you think
in the
it's going to be a lukewarm show? I was hyped for it until I spoke to these two gents.
I'm still looking forward to it. Like, it's like they've said that it's a third-party showcase rather than any of the big Sony properties, but that doesn't put a damper.
Have they said that? Okay, I'm not excited anymore.
Well, I mean, if it's Final Fantasy 16 and someone said Gollum and things like that, like they're games I want to see. Not Gollum, it's a stealth game, right? I don't do stealth.
Hey, so speak your mind, dog. I saw you want to say something different. You just caught yourself. Say your mind. Speak.
I don't think it's gonna set the world on fire or anything like that. Like, it's just third-party games and presumably stuff that's coming next year. But there's a ton of big games and a ton of stuff that they've got the opportunity to show. And Sony do get big partnerships with third parties, so I'm gonna watch.
Harry Potter would be amazing to see, but I don't think we're gonna get anything for Harry Potter anytime soon. How dare you?
Wingardium Leviosa.
No, we're talking about a proper. It was the Hogwarts Legacy. We're talking about a proper Harry Potter game, sir. Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Wow, Americans are more passionate about Harry Potter than English people are. It's weird. But yeah, okay, fine. That sounds a bit dead show. But we need to see a bit of a Final Fantasy as
maybe Suicide Squad
setting.
Gameplay.
Maybe too early.
No,
too early.
I mean, what y'all thought about it? Did y'all see the trailers of it?
Oh yeah, Suicide Squad looks amazing, man.
Yeah. Looks like Arkham.
I can't wait for that. I think it's going to be something special. Rocksteady, right? And
yeah,
so good. I think it's going to be wicked. I even liked Gotham Knights. I think that's going to be a good looking game.
Oh yeah. You want to be in the Gotham universe and you don't play as Batman? That looks so fun.
But
awesome.
I do agree. I don't know who these guys are. I don't know any of the apart from Batgirl. Sounds all these
Red
guys,
Hood or whatever.
Hood.
It's not that gets me out the game. I don't like the fact they made it RPG. Like everybody has like a level about their name. I'm like, dog, I'm Batman sidecast. You better whoop anybody's ass. Just give me this. Let me light them up. Just make it like Arkham. Just do that. It looked good for like when you play as Batgirl. You got her. You got everybody's got their own vehicles. That looked cool. But I'm like, did you throw this at me? It's like,
and that looks like the B team. That's why I can't get excited about it. But Zorko will tell me he's a big comic guy. He knows this stuff. Like these
I am too. It's just I am too. But I can't get behind this particular one. I don't know. I just can't. I was expecting more.
Channy's throwing shade out there. Still, thank you for the super chat. Go Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank coming to PC next year. Spider-Man more than Ratchet. But Ratchet's an interesting one. Asa, do you think that's
really? Do you know that is really actually more interesting than you might think? Because so far, all of the games up to this point have been PlayStation 4 games, right? And then you've got this Uncharted game that's coming out. It's a remaster of a PlayStation 4 game for PC and PlayStation 5. So it's actually really interesting to see what kind of features they bring to it. Ratchet and Clank won't come out on PC soon because. Not because it can't run on PC. Yeah. Obviously, you can get that hardware on a PC.
That's true.
You don't release games on PC with a high baseline. Ratchet and Clank would have a high baseline. A native PlayStation 5 game is likely to have a high baseline, right? So I think we'll see Returnal. That was on the Nvidia leak that Returnal is coming. I think we'll see that. I don't see the baseline being like astronomical on that for what that game does. Ratchet and Clank, though, you do not get PC games that require an SSD. There's just not a big enough market for it. So I think we'll get a bit more of a delay on that one. Spider-Man obviously is crossing the generation.
Spider-Man was, the 2018 port will be easy for him, plus mouse. They didn't really do much different with mouse. 2020, the one that's coming out in 2023, Spider-Man 2, that's kind of going to be the questionable one because You know, they're going to be going all out with the power. And that's the thing. A lot of people kind of crack me up with the consoles. Everybody's talking about pro units. I don't know if y'all been hearing about this. PS5 Pro. People are talking about like possibly another Xbox if the pro unit come out. I'm like, guys, we haven't even touched the hardware yet.
Yeah.
That's never going to happen. Whoever's saying that, they're a bunch of fools and idiots. Yeah. Like, we can't even go to the store and buy a damn console off the shelf and they want to talk about an updated pro. I swear, where do these people come from, dude?
I don't get it.
If Ratchet comes to PC, Danny says we need to keep an eye out for Blaze.
He'll be over here in Georgia, you know. He'll be in a psych ward, and I'll be visiting him. I'll take a, I'll record myself making the visit. You know, be like dumb
people.
Be like, gotcha.
I'm okay. I told you I have a 3090. I have a top of the line PC. You can't get a better PC than I do right now. Even my CPU. I have an Xbox. I have a PlayStation. I have a Switch. I have everything. I'm okay. Listen, I just have morals, and I go by those morals. I'm more of a traditional console guy. So when things break the traditional cycle for me, it fucks me up a little bit. But I'm all right. I'm not crying. I'm not mad. I'm really not mad. I'm good. I own all those games on PC.
Come on, Blaze.
Back like 2-3 years ago, I was dead serious. I never thought God of War was coming. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't think they would release the big heavy names, but Jim Ryan is lying.
Yeah.
Don't call him dance moves.
Last topic I want to talk about. I think it's interesting one, Ace. I want to get your view on this. There were two camps last year when Cyberpunk got delayed. Some people were making excuses for CD Projekt Red, COVID, this, that. The game failed to live up to its expectations for a lot of people. The next gen update has been delayed. And a studio that had so much goodwill, like when you mentioned best studio out there for the game is pro-consumer, it would have been CDPR. You can't even say that now without being laughed at. What's your view on the studio and Cyberpunk in general?
I still love them. Like, I can't not love them. They're still giving these things away. Yeah, CD Projekt Red is still an awesome studio. We know that they dropped the ball and completely messed up with Cyberpunk. Pushed it out like 8 years before it's ready for release, which is a shame. Right? The studio are still going to give me the Witcher 3 enhancements for free on my PC. They're still going to give these Cyberpunk enhancements for free. They still didn't charge 70 quid for Cyberpunk 2077. They're still in the right place. They just screwed up, right? Which is a shame. And
so is your faith kind of shattered, would you say? In their future?
No. I mean, I'm not
like fragment, not even fragmented a little bit?
No, I still have like good feelings for the studio despite Cyberpunk. And Cyberpunk, I've said before, a lot of people say it's a great game and people should play it and they're too harsh on it. I disagree. Cyberpunk needs more time. Even the PC version, like as was talking about the ray tracing earlier, I've played it on the PC at its utmost highest settings. And I just got fed up of people walking into me on the streets. Like, this game has problems. It's weird. It needs more time. But yeah, they screwed up, right? And they're still a studio that generally does the right thing by their players. Even if it's going to take them freaking ages, they'll probably come good with Cyberpunk eventually. It's a shame it's delayed again. Not just Cyberpunk, but The Witcher 3 as well. I quite fancy another go through The Witcher with the enhancements. It's taking time. So, no, I don't hate CD Projekt Red. I still think they're good guys, really. And they'll come right on these things.
Okay. What about you, Bit? You...
So, for Cyberpunk, you know, it's fun when we first saw it, and it was the third-person aspect. I actually was hyped for it because I'm like, they're putting a big emphasis on customization, all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then we fast forward about a year, and then we have the same similar conversation with Halo. They removed that, and dudes making excuses, guys. Like, well, technically, you can see your character. You look in the mirror. And I'm like, who in the hell is going to walk around looking for mirrors to see their character when instead of me just having the option to do so? And then they're like, well, they kept them in the cutscenes. Not really. To be able to be exact here. To go back to this, man.
When you talk about reflections, the one thing on the PC version, if you've got absolute highest settings, ultra ray tracing, all the best of it, the one thing that doesn't reflect is your own character. which is weird.
Oh wow!
It's so
I didn't even
true.
know that. I didn't even know that. See, that's wild.
It doesn't. It's stupid.
But-
You have to turn it on. It's not even.
Yeah. I agree with you though. I do believe I agree with Asa completely. It should have definitely never have been rushed. It should have been like if you need to take time, take the time. Like Dying Light did it. You know, we're not getting that. We could have got that this year, right? But they pushed that back. Fine.
Yeah.
Take the time that's necessary so you can put out the best product. If you rush something, especially a game that was as ambitious as this, and everybody was actually hyped for, and you don't deliver, when you have those levels, and I remember people were really saying it was going to like legit, they're going to kill it because of The Witcher in general. Remember that? And like, oh, there's no way they can screw this up. And it's like, here you guys go. Y'all putting unnecessary pressure on the game, and we haven't even seen it. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. And I agree completely, though. It's like, I hope this is a testament for the future that if you're going to deliver something, take your time, really put in that effort to make sure it works properly. I never expected them to have so many issues at the start. If any studio, you know what I mean? If any studio, I never would think it would be them of this type of magnitude for the game. I remember I watched Angry Joe's review of it. Like, dude was just walking through the building, right? And then a damn car comes running through the damn and it hit them and came through. Like, what the hell is going on with this game? And you got characters disappearing. You got dudes.
I had a guy who was walking around pissing just normally, just pissing everywhere. It's so funny, but
the damn cops seeing you through walls. I'm like, oh no, this is not a good look. And I agree though. Blaze, he actually had it. He played it. He beat it on PC. He said it was good, but I'm gonna let him talk at this point. But you know, again, personally, I do hope they learn from this and they get better at this.
Oh, they will.
Yeah, and we avoid this altogether. And if they do make a sequel, kind of doubt it, but if they do make a sequel and it's better than this, hopefully they redeem themselves. But I agree completely though. Nothing should be rushed. This is a prime example of why you shouldn't rush anything to no release at all. Nothing
delay Halo.
And go back and I'm glad you say Halo too. You know, again, that's the fear again going with Halo. Like you hear features being removed, this, that, and the third. When me and Gas talk about encouraging bad behavior, this is exactly what we're talking about. You don't want to encourage bad behavior. You want to encourage the good behavior that you know is going to give you the results that you want, and that's what that's about. So I'll go with that. But
yeah, no, well said. What about you, Blaze? What do you think about CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk?
Like what Asa said, not only are they great developers, they got GOG Galaxy, which is their own launcher. They're DRM free completely, zero DRM. And they've been doing the right thing for years. Yeah, they had a big boo-boo for sure. Mm-hmm. I played Cyberpunk on PC, I beat it. The only glitch I had where I couldn't get into my inventory, everything was locked out, I had to restart and I lost about an hour and a half. But I didn't have the crazy glitches where people, maybe I just didn't catch it. Maybe it was happening, but I didn't catch it. The performance was I bought it. Listen, CD Projekt Red, like I love them, but I bought a goddamn 3090. I bought a whole new PC just to play Cyberpunk. Yeah. So I was all in for it. But I think they're I used to tell Big Cloud, bro, they made Witcher 3, bro. Watch your mouth when you talk to these guys. But yeah, and it kind of all went, look, and it's tough when you got to delay a game. I mean, look, if CG Projekt Red is in the same type of environment like where 343 is in, like, God forbid if 343 came out and said, look, we're delaying it again, it would be mass chaos. Like, some developers are so, like, they've delayed it too many times, or we're waiting. Where's the game? Like, they got Master Chief on the box of the Series X, and there's no Master Chief on day one. Like, there's certain scenarios you have to put yourself in these developers' shoes where, God forbid, they should delay. They know it's the right thing to do, but they don't want to feel the backlash. People might say, well, you know what? I'm done with this game. This game's never coming out. You know what? And you got to put, it is what it is. It wasn't ready, for sure. Absolutely not ready. They should have took their time with it, but they had already delayed it 3, 4, 5 times, I think. And people were just getting pissed off because people had they put out a goddamn Xbox One X Cyberpunk bundle, and they came out with a code and you couldn't play it for a year. I mean, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. Like, it just depends on the situation.
I don't think you can fix Cyberpunk. I think Cyberpunk is a lost case. There are fundamental problems beyond just the bugs. You were sold a lie.
The AI, all that.
AI is a lie. 2 gen-old games like GTA 5 will wreck Cyberpunk's world. World is superficial as hell. They cannot fix that unless they redo the AI completely. They cannot fix the fact that 80% of your decisions in the game don't make a difference. Far cry from what they actually told you the game was about. I was at a press event with CD Projekt Red where they invited us, and I was so happy. And they went on about this difference. The game is so ambitious. There's branches of all this stuff that could happen if you did this and that. Lie. That's a lie. It's a misrepresentation. It's
Guys, you played it?
Yeah.
You played it? I didn't mean to, like, the only thing I'll give them credit for is when you're I was on the highway driving, and they do it better than any game that's come before them. I'm serious. I'm driving on the highway with the car, the third person mode in the car, and the scale of the fucking world of the buildings. Like GTA got skyscrapers, but when I looked up in Cyberpunk, it was just, you felt tiny. Like I've never gotten that feeling from any other game. I have a clip of it. I'll post it to you after this, but it is,
and that's
unmatched,
what I did.
the skill.
I was going to release a video on our channel, but never got round to it. We're just taking just a video of the world with ray tracing on and just doing cinematic pans through the city. It looks amazing. It's why it hurts when the world is shallow in itself as far as the life teeming within it. Cyberpunk is a lost cause because it didn't scratch what its potential is. And it was very ambitious and marketed as ambition, but ultimately failed. That's why I have no hope in Cyberpunk. Maybe, like you said, Big Cloud, if the sequel does happen, they'll get it right. But
they were showing B-roll for reviews. You remember that? IGN made a review with the B-roll commercial footage. Like, what? Once I seen that, I'm like, oh no, it's bad.
Yeah. And that's the...
Especially those who got it early. I know you remember guys dude saying it's 10 out of 10, crazy experience. It's like, oh.
Some of them played a small slice of it.
No, dudes had the full game. And then Yang Ge had the full game. He gave a full review of it.
And he gave it 10. Well,
yeah, they gave it a 10.
Reviews are subjective, but I don't understand. I can review that game highly, and some people did that. And
I can understand people like the world, right? Like you can love the world and go and fall in love with the world. It looks great. Like
that guy wants another review code when the next Witcher comes out.
That's true. That's true. No, that's true. But I can understand if you want a review based off of the world, sure. But it's like to ignore problems is another. You know, that's the issue.
Angry Joe's the biggest CD Projekt Red fanboy I ever met,
and he let it out.
Destroyed the game.
He let it out, and that's what I love about Angry Joe. He takes his preference. He literally goes through that stuff. Like me and Blaze and a few friends, we played that Predator game. Remember that, Blaze? We had fun a little bit for like a couple hours on Predator. This man, Angry Joe, made the most legendary review ever and called it just, oh man, I couldn't stop laughing. Jesus. No comment.
I didn't play that game. It looked like shit. Game of Choice, thank you so much for $10 super chat. Goes, I think business needs is why software gets released that way. I see it daily that software has issues, but business models say release it and fix it later. Sad but true. Great show, guys. Thank you so much for super chat. This is my issue with Halo, because Joseph Staten in the video where he announces the delay of co-op, he goes, but it's a game. He says this. But it's a game as a service. It's a service game, is what
I don't like that excuse. That rubs me the wrong way too. Yeah, that rubs me the wrong way too. It's like, why are we making an excuse to saying this, that? No. It's a feature that should be there. It's always been a staple. It should be there at launch, regardless of it being any type of game as a service. It's that simple. So I agree. And we're talking about value.
On your last show, one of you guys brought up, well, look at The Last of Us. It came out and there's no factions. Where's faction? That's all true.
Where is factions?
But hold on, guys. It's true. Where's factions? Naughty Dog's fucking around. Fuck Naughty Dog, right? All that cool. But let's come on. I mean, dude, we're talking about The Last of Us. People don't remember. Look, it's a single player game. The Last of Us multiplayer was literally tacked on. If you watch the full documentary, that thing was literally tacked on towards the end. They weren't even gonna do it.
Yeah, they never were gonna do
Well,
it.
it's never been multiplayer
No,
centric. Like
yeah.
I'm just saying,
But the multiplayer
you can't
was
compare
good.
Halo 1, 2, 3, 4 Reach. You
I
know,
get that.
Like for me,
Yeah.
though, as like the most neutral person here, I think is fair. to
Lies.
say.
Are you guys- I don't
Lies.
believe it for a
Lies.
second,
It's
guys.
fine.
Lies.
No one
No.
can
If you're
contest that.
talking
Lies.
purely
Apart from
campaigns,
bit.
purely campaigns, I value Halo's campaigns more than The Last of Us's campaigns.
All right, well, guys, have a great day.
I didn't know it was coming. I didn't know it was coming.
Get another,
Oh,
get another beer, dude. Guys, come on, bro. You don't mean that. Take that back, guys.
Asa said it, man.
Yeah,
Take
oh,
back
yeah.
my word.
Sorry, Asa.
No, I do.
You wonder why I'd be so extra with Ace. Ace would be quiet for no reason. I'm telling you.
No, but all right, I'm not going to be alone because Halo, much as everybody loves the multiplayer in Halo, Halo 1 was on the original Xbox, and the multiplayer was a LAN thing that people have massively fond memories of. But the majority of people that fell in love with Halo fell in love with the campaign on Halo 1.
That's true.
what
That
they
is true.
That's
That
true.
is
That's
true.
true. That's true.
I'll give you
That's
that.
true.
I'll give you that. You're
You're
right.
right.
No complaints there. He's got a point.
That's a good point, actually. That's a good point.
Except for Halo
Asa,
5.
bring it back. Always.
Nobody fell in love
always.
with Halo 5's campaign. You're right.
Master Chief's all of a sudden all of a sudden Master Chief, he saved the world 1,000 times, but this time I don't know. It's like, oh, come on, give me a break.
I hope Halo Infinite campaign bangs, but I think it will. It's well, gents, we've gone way past the time, allotted time, but it's been fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's been fun, hey chat. We've got the 2 PlayStation guys in there. A lot of you got really uncomfortable at the start, and look how much fun you had at the end. So shout out to these 2 gents. Anytime you see a banner or a PlayStation, everyone gets so salty. When they see an
you should
Xbox
see
guy on the PlayStation, gets
yeah.
salty.
Yeah, you
And
saw
it's
that at
so
the beginning.
stupid.
And they loved you all at the end, and that's how it should be, honestly.
And it is if you take time. Someone said bring Angry Joe. I'd love to have him on the show. We had Marlon Gaming Nation in the chat. Yeah, he rubbed people the wrong way, but I like him. I like
he's
him
cool.
because he when you echo chambers, man, Twitter Spaces. That's not a place to have proper conversations unless you're a PlayStation guy, because then you can talk about Xbox all day because that's all you have to do because you've run out of one and done games to play.
You guys got a worker that works for you guys, Xbox University. He's on Spaces every single day.
Xbox who?
Exactly.
You know who he is. You know who he is. Gas.
Who? Xbox what?
I'm playing.
I don't know him either.
That's
I don't know. I didn't hear the name. You guys not telling me.
It's a trash can. I'll just say that. He's a trash can.
Oh, okay. Well, there's the Xbox fanboys out there. They went off at me and all of us. They've gone off at Asa multiple times when he first started. Remember, Asa used to be the PlayStation fanboy. But
Asa?
we don't
Asa with the
shy
PlayStation?
away from.
Wait, Ace with the fanboy? But it's
still
fanboy?
hear
Oh,
it.
man, Ace, I knew I liked you. I know I liked you. I knew I saw your contract somewhere, you bastard.
Oh, man. But I have nothing but mad love for you both. Honestly.
that's
Can't wait
fine,
to
man.
have you guys on again. And it was a great show. I loved it. Natural
man.
conversations. That's how... That's the best way to have
What
the
time
best
is it
show.
over there, guys? What time is it?
It's 11:15.
So what time would be 9 o'clock for you? In
9
my
p.m.
time. Yeah, Eastern. Would
Like
be what?
4,
Ma-
4,
is
3.
We can do it.
2 in the
Don't worry
morning.
about it. We can do it.
You can do the math. I
Not the math.
didn't
Just
do.
whatever you're asking, we can do it.
All right.
Oh,
You
you're
wanna set it
asking.
up?
That's the question. I was like, why is he
Yeah.
making me do mathematics on the show? Like,
Yeah. My fault. I
expose
didn't
my
mean
lack
that.
of math. I'm going backwards. Tried whatever time we can do it. Always. We'll make time for you. Always. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. This is an epic show. Always epic show with BitCloud and Blaze with his debut. And this is it.
Yeah.
GameOnDaily will bring together all the communities, the truest people, the real ones, because they shine out. And if anyone wants to contest anything we've said on the show, bring it on. Check it out. Check out GameOnDaily.com. That's the platform that, why do we exist? Why does the source exist? Because we can have dissenting opinions and go raw at it at the same time, but still
Yes, sir.
have a good chat about it. So
Yeah, it was good,
check,
man. It was
do
good.
check out their channels. I want to give it's outro time, and I know Isla Drummond's out there with the dank skills. I want to give these gents the opportunity to tell you the viewers, where to find them. Big Cloud Gaming, where can people find you?
Oh man, I appreciate the invite, man.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Of course I did. Look at you stealing my damn shit. Look at it. Nah, but no, I had fun, man. It was fun. I'm glad we can get back on here. I'm glad Blaze can make it, make his debut. RGT in the building. We had you guys on there. We had a blast, and we definitely got to get that. We got to do that again very, very soon. We definitely got to do that again. Guys, you can find me at shout out to Isla, she put it in the chat, but it's Big Cloud Gaming, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Yesterday, me and this awesome dude, Blaze 4K, we interviewed Kate Yeager of Inside Xbox.
Great get, by the way.
Yeah, we had a blast talking with her and everything.
Who's
got
Kate
more
Yeager
insight.
For people who don't know, by the way?
Kate Yeager is usually the host for Inside Xbox or XO 18, if I remember correctly. She does those two. And she came through and we had a blast, man. It was great. We really got into last time. We even really got deep into that whole God of War discussion. I knew y'all wanted us to really go out, but the funny thing is, we weren't even I wasn't triggered by it. I already been warning people. You can ask Crispy Bomb in the chat. Shout out to my brother Crispy. I see you. But I've been saying this for the longest, and it finally happened. Of course, some people lost their souls and their consoles in the mix of this. Ain't that right, Blaze? Yeah, I see you. But I warned him prior. I was like, I told him. But nah. I appreciate it. It was awesome. Thank you guys so much. Asa, always the quiet dude. I just want to strangle sometimes. Of course, Gas, the fraud of frauds. He'll be like, I don't like console war, but then he'll tag me in the video and beating the shit out of a console and blood going everywhere. I'm like, what are you doing?
I love console.
No. What are you doing?
I don't like console.
What are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
When did I say that?
No, what are you
That's
doing?
A lie.
No, you be sitting going punching. I'm like, you son of a. I swear, this guy. But nah,
I love console wars more than gaming. Fact. Come at me.
But no, it's not. I love that though. I love how everybody works together here, and I love the show. I love how you guys do it, the presentation, everything.
Thank you, man.
Ace should be quiet for no reason. He handles this really good. He does his thing. I appreciate y'all. It's always fun. It's always a blast. It really is. And like you said, man, I love you guys too. It's family here. It's not my family.
Absolutely.
And it's good to be live with the brothers. So thank you guys for having me.
Whoa.
Yeah, they family. No. These guys are family, and you're gonna respect that. Or we're gonna have a talk off air. I'm getting tired of your mouth. But no.
Oh, man.
He's getting to his damn solid cast. That's why he's pulling his head down. So I'm trying to end this fast. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button. Y'all be good. And you can check us out on Fridays, 5 p.m. EST. I appreciate it. Of course, Solidcast on Wednesdays. Thank you.
Always. Thank you so much. Last but certainly not least, Blaze 4K, the man of the hour or the week even. You're so good on this show,
worry,
as always.
My outro won't be as long as Big Clouds. But I appreciate whoever's throwing my shit in the chat. Thank you so much. And listen, I've been playing Crisis real quick, and that's what Asa is, man. He's a guy that's cloaked and just stabs you in the neck out of nowhere with like a punchline. Like you don't expect it. Like, damn, that was a great comeback. But he's sitting there ready, Yeah. So I appreciate both of y'all, bro.
Yeah.
You got to see the episode of RGT. He's more vocal in RGT than he's ever been.
Oh, he's big time.
Bro, he had me dead.
He absolutely went off. He did. But yeah, great show. Honestly, I really do love the production values. I do love the website. I like Gas because I got a lot of Lebanese friends, and you just remind me I don't know. It's just a weird thing, and
it's the Middle East.
I don't care what game you like, man. I don't care what console you like, man. If you're a cool, down to earth person, okay, like we can throw jabs all day, but at the end of the day, it don't really matter. Just play your games, enjoy your life, and I appreciate the invite. Yeah, solid cast. Every other week, bi-weekly, 9 o'clock Eastern, RGT Fridays, 5 o'clock. And that's it. Appreciate it.
Likewise. And before we sign out, I have to read the super chats. Games Lord, thank you so much. He goes, PlayStation, big Nintendo, Xbox, and PC superiority complex race together. Yeah, well, we bring it together. Superiority
That's
complex.
fucking
Race
sad.
together.
That's fucking sad.
Race together.
Oh man. Dirk Rickety in the chat. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, guys. What's up, fellas? You had a great show. Messy show, man. Messy show.
You wanted
wasn't
that
that messy. It wasn't that messy.
He wanted a messy show, and I was like, you know what? You want messy? I'll give you messy.
not
I
this.
even got the.
No.
RGT was messy. Not
Oh
this.
yeah.
No. This wasn't messy. Dirk Rickety's show is
okay.
raw.
Oh, okay.
Raw.
Oh,
It's like PlayStation slept for their mothers. They do not like PlayStation. And the banter was amazing. But great shout out to Dirt. Shout out to the guys. I had a great time shitting on PlayStation.
Dirt got a show?
Yeah.
Shout out to
You don't
Cody
want to
for
watch
this.
it. He goes raw. The people go raw. They are raw. It's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, that's because
man.
he hasn't bringing anybody. He hasn't bringing anybody with punching gloves. He brings people without punching gloves. Hey, come to my party without no gloves.
Dang,
you bring me up.
Oh, we doing that. We doing that.
TTS, talk that shit. That's their quote. TTS.
No, I actually watched one of their shows. That's why I know. That's why I figured out to get him going.
Yeah. Shout out to WBG podcast. It's great. I had a great time. Thank you
Shout out
everyone
to,
for joining us.
Shout out to
Thank
Cole.
you everyone.
We'll be.
Yo, shout
we'll
out
be
to
in
Cole
touch.
for real.
Yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
in touch with you, Cody. So we'll be in touch.
Yeah. Shout out to Cole as well, man. Massive support and great guy and one of my best friends. Shout out, smash that like button, hit out. Source video out tomorrow featuring Blaze and more videos.
Yeah, you know
next
better.
week.
Put my name in the video. You know better. You know better.
It's more. I'm flagging
better.
you. I can technically flag you for that. You know, right?
Don't flag me, please. It took me a long time to make that video. And I've also got this next week, hopefully next week if I have time, the retrospective on Max Payne 3. But thank you so much for watching us. Smash that like button. Take care. Mad love. Peace.
Okay.
And we're done.
Gaz thinks the
Are we
show's
done?
done right now, but I'm doing my own outro. Thanks, Gaz. Hope you've all had a
Oh,
wonderful
shit.
time. Gaz warned
I told
made me laugh. Gaz warned me
dog.
before
I
the show.
told you.
Gaz is a
I told
fraud,
you
man.
he's a fraud,
What's
dog.
on Asa, man? Wake up, man.
He literally
Raise
said
up.
end the show and you ain't get a single goodbye.
What?
Yes.
Respect your man, Asa. What you doing? Come on, man.
Yo, Asa, come on, join the contract. Come on, sign the contract. I got you. We got you. Sign the contract. We got you.
I'm saying goodbye to all these good people in chat, all right? So Gaz warned me before the show. He said, this one's going to be really messy. And he was like concerned for my well-being. And I knew, like, we've spoken to these two before. I knew this would be a good show.
Yeah.
Hope you've all had a good time. You can catch me every day on Twitch. I've got a YouTube channel, all the rest of it. And now we're actually going to end. So peace out.
Don't worry, boss. We got this. All you need is